Hello and welcome to the fourth game of the day. It is StarLadder Season 6, day number 15, and the blockbuster of tonight is indeed this game. It is DD taking on Mouzsports to get some revenge for the Western qualifiers, of course, as Mouzsports was able to beat DD in that best out of 5, and we'll see if DD can get a return win on Mouzsports. I think this is the first time they actually face each other since then. We'll have a 3-man team here to provide you with all the information that you need. We've got the person that you won't see, won't hear, but you'll see what he does. It is K-poptosis who will be bringing you the stats this game. And of course with me is my co-caster Vykromond. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm getting good at these.
You are, yeah, it's super smooth. I still love the odorless, colorless K-poptosis. It's a good time. So Mouzsports DD, yeah, I think this is their first time meeting since the Western qualifier that Mouz did take out. Both teams have looked pretty in form after that. I mean, we've had DD has gotten some wins, some losses. They beat Na'Vi, which is no trivial matter in StarLadder, but they also lost a couple hard games to Virtus Pro. They did beat them today. Mouzsports, meanwhile, has looked very strong. I mean, they've just been very, very good, even against high competition. And so here we are. I honestly don't know who to favor this game. I have to say Mouzsports already getting a couple high-value heroes, though.
Yeah, and in terms of, history in StarLadder for this season, we have Mouzsports sitting on only one loss so far. 6-5 is their score, 5-1 rather, with 6 games played, and 15 points in their pocket. DD, they've only played 5 games so far. They've actually lost 2-1-3, 9 points in their pocket. They have faced up against the toughest of opponents, though. They have faced up against Virtus Pro, that game that weren't able to win, and can't quite recall the game that they played earlier. I believe against the Lions they were losing as well, so one of the two top teams, or two of the top teams they lost against. So let's see if they can get a win here up against Mouzsports and get themselves those extra couple of points. And yeah, as you say, wow, the rest of the draft went really fast, didn't it? We have got some targeted bans, with Mouzsports banning out that Train Protector, as well as the Wisp, Nature's Prophet, and Lifestealer getting banned out by DD, making the Batrider able to go through this banning phase. First pick up for DD, then Gyrocopter, Lone Druid, the response from Mouzsports already having 2 core heroes, and also the Shadow Demon as a solid support picked up. Couldn't pick up the Bane anymore because that one is secured for DD together with a Darkseer, so also for them already having a couple of core heroes to their name, and the banning phase is already on the way. So that's a Nyx Assassin getting banned out, as you don't want to have the Nyx Assassin Shadow Demon combination, and the Weaver last banned out, which is interesting, understandable, as DD plays a lot of Weaver in an aggressive tri-lane situation.
They do. And Silent plays a lot of Weaver as well, just in general. He really likes this hero. It lets him, as a carry player, Silent is extremely aggressive. Like, I've seen him dive to tier 4s before, when, like, tier 1s are up. So, he's very aggressive. Weaver's a good hero to pair with that. They also take their Bane. So, DD is probably the most Bane-favoring team, I think, in the Western scene. Or maybe in the world. Yeah, in the world, probably. The only other team that plays Bane as much as, like, Kaipi, I think. Bane is a fantastic hero. He provides lockdown. Obviously, the Fiend's Grip and the Nightmare are very strong crowd control abilities. He's good to just directly counter one big core hero, and his Enfeeble is also a huge deal after all the buffs, because it can be put on that Bear, it can be put on that Gyrocopter, it can actually be put on both at the same time if Bane has the mana pool. And that gives just such a it's so much less damage coming into your team in a team fight situation.
Yeah, and next to that, in the laning phase, of course, we've seen it multiple times already, just a Bane to Nightmare the Bear, so he can't pull creep stacks behind enemy lines to give free experience to that Lone Druid if he is going to be on the solo safe lane, or solo suicide lane, which is, by the way, a bit debatable, because we have actually seen Black on the solo safe lane on the Lone Druid, and yesterday even we saw Quickfire on the Gyrocopter on an aggressive tri-lane. So might see just a safe lane Lone Druid, in which case that Bane won't be doing that much to him, as we actually have a Slark ban, by the way, coming off DD, so very targeted up against Fada.
Fata, yeah.
And yeah, the Puck getting banned out as well, so another Fada ban, and there was a Chen and the Keeper of the Light banned out for Mouzsports as their last two supports, last two support bans up against DD, realizing that probably with that Bane, they want another one.
Yeah, this is, I really like these bans by these two teams. They're so, like, the teams know each other after that, even after that grueling TI3 West qualifiers match. They know exactly what they want to ban, like the Goblax Chen, Goblax Keeper of the Light, Silence Weaver, Goblax Trian, and DD banning Fata's Slark, Fata's Puck. very good familiarity between these two teams, and of course the Cinder and Nyx taken out as well. I like these. All of these bans I think are fantastic. And here we have the Alchemist. So Alchemist, a hero with big upside. He can really just out-farm entire teams if he needs to. And one combo to look out for that's pretty hard to land successfully, but if they did, it would be huge. Vacuum into Unstable Concoction can be an enormous deal. Especially, actually, if they add Magnus and they send the Batrider to jungle, that could be pretty good. I mean, Darkseer is capable of tri-laning. I'm not sure, but if they're not too worried about the try versus try, which they may need to worry about, maybe we could see Rubik as Mousesports' last pick? I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of combinations still possible for Mousesports. I mean, they have got still the Lina and Leshrac in the pool, as we know that Synderen is a pretty solid player on those as well. And they picked up a Juggernaut, so we've seen Fada play Juggernaut mid. We've seen Fada play Gyrocopter mid. I'm kind of expecting the Juggernaut still to be mid though, but I mean they are a pretty greedy team right now, Mousesports that is. They have to really try to dominate their tri-lane and almost being forced to be aggressive just to allow to buy time for that Lone Druid to farm and for the Juggernaut to get his levels up as well and not get ganked by the two supports that might be sitting on that tri-lane as well.
Right. And yeah, it basically comes down to what they deploy for their 5th pick, and there's a wide possible pool, honestly, for both teams. DD have the option of a second, a hard support. Like they could, like I said, they could actually go a mid, put Darkseer solo and Batrider the jungle, or even dual jungle. There's a lot of options available that could be surprising. I do think one or the other team is going to draft Rubik, though.
It's too big of an opportunity to still miss out, even though with the Shadow Demon it doesn't really match up that well, I believe. I like to see a Leshrac or Lina, to be fair. But then again, if there's a Magnus, there isn't. Okay. That's an Enchantress. So that's going to be adding a bit more aggression early game to DD's lineup. And that's exactly what Mousesports kind of can't use. Because if you're drafting this kind of aggressive and greedy lineup, you need to have your time to farm. And Enchantress is one of those heroes that is going to not allow you to have that time.
Absolutely. This is an interesting strategy taken by DD, because what it means is that Darkseer, if he opts to jungle, you end up having two people farm your jungle, which is not always completely optimal. If they try to send Darkseer to the lane at level 1, I really think he'll get punished extremely heavily, especially if Mouz add a Rubik on, which they don't have to, they have other options. But still, he's going to be pressured very, very heavily in that lane. What they may do is jungle the Darkseer with the Enchantress for a couple of levels, and then move him to the solo lane when he gets level 3 or something, and just standard Batrider mid.
Yeah, I'm expecting Batrider to be mid indeed as well. And I kind of like this Bane Alchemist combination also early game, because if DD is up against an aggressive tri-lane, they have a very good counter initiation strategy already there with the two heroes. Because if there's a Nightmare to defend Alchemist from something, Alchemist can just charge up the stun and he can just land it on that Nightmare target, and they have a very good chance of just blowing someone up right there and then. Of course, if it's the Shadow Demon, there's no hope for him right now. There's no secondary support that can save the Shadow Demon from anything. I mean, I guess the Rubik would still be good in that case, but I'm still hoping for the Shrek or Lina, as there is 40 seconds left of bonus time for Mousesports to think about their last pickup. And now with the Enchantress, they realize that they have to have something that can stop aggression coming off from DD.
Precisely, and they're taking quite a bit of time to actually decide on this, because yeah, I mean, Mouz have a good lineup. It brings a lot to the table. They have good push. They go with Jakiro, so a little more damage, more guaranteed stun coming out of the Shadow Demon. It's a good tri-lane with Juggernaut, although of course it's Fata on the Jug, so even with the Gyrocopter, I think they can make this a pretty good aggressive lane, leaving Lone Druid and Juggernaut as the solos. I'm not sure how good...
I'm thinking Quickfire and Black are gonna swap still.
They could.
And just trying to right now throw DD off their game by making them think that Lone Druid will be solo suicide lane.
Well, they could do Lone Druid solo safe in an aggressive try too, is the other option.
That's true.
And that'll be a fine lane for him against Darkseer. It's not that bad.
No, right now
it's not amazing, it's not like the best Lone Druid lane, but it's still a fine matchup. And once you get 5, again, it's really annoying for the other player.
Yeah, we actually, I don't get the versus screen. How annoying.
What do you mean?
No, I just don't get the nice animation that when you go there and, you know, you don't have the versus things. As I think that I might have a bug. I do. It had to happen sometime today, didn't it? Like, getting me that bug. I'm just trying to
overall,
work it out.
DD with a favored score against Mouz, and the last time we saw them was, of course, the qualifiers where Mouz did very well. But DD, I mean, they're a very strong team. Not that surprising of a draft here. Really, the most weird thing you might say is the Enchantress, but this is a hero who's always an option when you want a jungler who has great ganking potential and high damage. And I guess, are you reconnecting?
I'm reconnecting. I just typed in the chat box that I was reconnecting, so people would have seen that. Apparently there's oh no, it's just synchronizing, so play will be pressed and then...
So, one thing that really concerns me is this Juggernaut versus Batrider matchup in the middle. I don't see how... It's not Slark. Like, Juggernaut is not going to win this lane. Mouz are going to have to delegate a lot of support time to actually helping out here. Let me go ahead and introduce the players, I guess, then.
Yes, I'll be...
This tri-lane, at the end of the day, they will run Koikwa in the solo hard lane on the Lone Druid, and we'll have to see how that pans out against Bane, who is able, as you pointed out, completely correctly, to shut down that Lone Druid bear. So, Koikwa in the solo hard, Fata in the middle, which he's really going to need support help, and then the tri-lane will be composed of Black on the Gyrocopter, Cinderin will actually be on Jakiro, so Sinkiro.
Isn't it not the Sind-headed dragon?
The Sind-headed dragon, yes, exactly. And then Pos on the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, my Dota crashed while trying to reconnect. That's a bit awkward.
Well, I'll keep on introducing. And as K-pop pointed out, Mouz having a more than 60% win rate, like 63 or 64% since they added Cinder, and it's really tiered them up as a team in some respects. He's been a really useful captain and drafter, as well as having some great support performances as well. Looking towards DD, we do have Sakshka on the Darkseer, and he will start in the hard lane, so it'll be interesting to see how that particular choice pans out. Or will he rotate after the... No, he's going to try to hard lane. Funzy in the middle on the Batrider, which leaves Goblak in the jungle on the Enchantress, supporting a lane that has fucking Mad on the Bane, and Silent carrying on the Alchemist.
Yeah, and I think that I just loaded in successfully. Hoping. Praying.
And there's Koikwa's Bear. Takes its first nightmare of the game as it tries to pull. So, Koikwa's still 0 for 200 on XP.
Okay, I am back fully right now. Awesome. Sorry, people in Dota TV. Restarting indeed. So, yeah. Funzy up against this mid lane. I think this Juggernaut is going to have a tough time, but we know that Fada has done it before, so I'm expecting him to be at least staying alive, but he won't be getting that much farm.
I almost think maybe Lone Druid mid, Jug off lane would have been a little better, but I don't know.
Look at this,
Because actually Jug can survive that lane because Bane has a slow cast point. If you see the Bane rearing up to try to Nightmare you, you can just use your Q. But Koikwa's going to be a lot of trouble.
Yeah, he is in trouble. Goblak actually smoked up for this. He's eating his way through, but Goblak already knows which way he's going to go. And Silent will block the path. They are already charging up the stun. They know where he is. Silent though, the tower! One more hit! The tower actually gets the kill. Koikwa getting the credit for it. The TP comes in. This is a Shadow Demon trying to make something happen. Pass gonna get stunned the moment he came here, having a brace up there as well. Disruption up on Goblak, but more TPs coming in. This is the Lone Druid coming back. He should have another bear. Actually, he might not have. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Can be setting it up on fucking Mad. Fucking Mad still has an enfeeble right now, so we'll be able to use it and get some more HP back. But it looks like the aggression is over, and Koikwa actually getting the credit for the first blood there. That's huge.
It is huge. Of course, Funzy already dominating his lane, though. He actually got a kill already on Fata, so Fata not even able to survive this lane. It's such an incredibly difficult matchup. I don't know. This seems to be the big error from Mouz strategically here. Is just I'm not sure how these lanes work out. If they survive the laning phase more or less, Funzy with the haster, now Cinderin's in trouble in the mid.
Yeah, Cinderin tried to make sure that he couldn't do that, as Cinderin now actually is going to try to go for an Ice Bath. Funzy locked inside, but can Fada actually do something? It doesn't look like it. Cinderin will still go down. And that's 3 kills right now.
Yeah, he never left the Firefly. Like, he was in the Firefly for the entirety of everywhere that he walked, which is just so painful.
He is a dragon. He is supposed to be able to take the heat and not die.
That's true. Maybe one of his heads is feeling pain. The ice-headed.
Yes, the ice-headed feels the pain. If one head dies, they both die. That's their fate. It's very sad.
It's a tough... I mean, it's just a very tough laning situation for Mouz for everybody except Black. Black is perfectly fine. He has this 16 last hit. It's actually okay. It's not incredibly good. Having to last under tower as Gyrocopter is kind of a pain because his base damage isn't fantastic. But he's still doing well. He's the highest farm person on the map. And of course, the flip side of that is that Sakshka, he does have some levels. He's almost level 4. Overall, I would say DD doing quite well, even though they did give up first blood.
Yeah, in Black we trust, I think. For Mouz Sports, that is. Because as you said, 2 lanes not really going the way they wanted it to. Funzy, he is almost level 6 already, with Fada still being level 4. That is so deadly, because that last 2 up on Funzy will even allow him to be even more aggressive than he already can be right now with just dominating the lane based on heroes. And in terms of supports, I mean, Mouz Sports trying to get as much as they can out of the jungle. They're trying to stack it also, of course, for Black to do their thing, but we have got another rotation. Fucking mad already, looking maybe for another rotation in on the bear on Koikfa, who is playing that lone druid, of course. So maybe with Goblak he can do something. They actually smoke up, know that there's no wards, or guess that there's no wards, even with 4 minutes in, as we do have maybe Fada. No, he should be fine. I'm gonna be jumping back to Koikfa, because there's a nightmare to set things up. The Centaur Sun will be there as well. The Brain Step will be there. You cannot run into the jungle because Goblak and fucking Mad just blocking those paths, and it's very clean and simple kill. They didn't even need the Alchemist for that.
All things considered, his levels are okay for Koikwa, but now that's 2 deaths. It's pretty tough. It's a very, very difficult lane matchup, and now with the Bat Rider added, the pressure is on for Mouz to actually be able to deflect any amount of the control that DD are about to seize over the game. And they're going to try by starting to use a smoke, but they don't have much mana to work with. Wow, what a flame break. He's okay, I think. Maybe not.
The disruption's still there. Here comes the Ice Path, but in comes Godlike, in comes Shokska. There is a last 2 up, there is a very high surge up, so Funzy, he doesn't find anything with that surge though, should be able to get away, even though the tower is hitting on him, but won't be able to get any kills anymore. So no kills happening in his mid lane. I think Mouz Sports kind of dodged the bullet there. Oh, maybe they still can. There's still that last 2, but the Blade Fury just rushes Funzy back. There's also, of course, his supports already went for a detour. Goblak going towards the rune spot, maybe went to place a ward, actually pretended he placed a ward, nicely done. So there might be a counter ward being baited out, the last one of that Cinderin has. Let's see if he does it. That would be, nah, he doesn't. He doesn't.
Yeah, right now the main task for Mouz Sports is to prevent Funzy from just taking control of the game as Bat Rider. His farm is actually nothing special. Like, he only has 23 last hits, which is singularly unimpressive. Basically, actually, Fata has the same amount of farm. But 2-0-0, and he's the highest level person on the map. So he is going to be hunting all over the place, even without tier 2 boots, even without Blink Dagger.
Yeah, we do have Silent taking a lot of harassment from that bear. But he has Chemical Rage right now. He just turned level 6, so he should be okay for the rest of it. As the bear actually finds a courier, might be trying to go for Silent again. If he gets an entangle, can he get that yet? Yes, he can! And he gets it! He might be able to get a kill with this, but a Nightmare might still be there. Doesn't matter. Hey, 3 people at the same place will cause that Satire to be very angry. And he was angry at the Alchemist getting a kill. Nice.
Goblak rotating over, but without Silent, can they actually get this kill?
Well, they do have 2 shutdowns for that. For the neutrals,
nice.
They might be able to do that. Centaur Stomp misses though, and the TP comes in. Fada has got an Omni Slash, will be able to take a kill up on the Bane with that. Very lucky with so many creeps around to have that Omni Slash go on, but he got lucky and he got a couple on the Bane, 2 of the 3, I believe, and got the kill.
Very lucky with those Omni Slash bounces, but that's exactly what they needed. Quickly survives. Did that get him his level 6 as well? It didn't, but he's close. So True Form will give him a ton more survivability. It'll make him feel a lot more comfortable in this lane. There we go. Yeah. So 250 extra armor, 250 extra hit points, 4 extra armor is no joke.
That would be kind of awesome.
It would be nice. That's how Guardian Angel works in Dota 1. It gives you like infinite armor, and actually that leads to some weird things sometimes.
Yeah, I can imagine. We do have Past kind of dodging a bullet in mid in the meantime. The surge was on the Bat Rider, but Disruption came on just at the right time, so was able to survive that. In the meantime, Black is still highest on net worth. He's actually not going for Midas or anything like that. He has bought something. It is an Ogre Club, so that is going to be his BKB that he really wants to have. And that's actually all that he has. Face Boots and an Ogre Club. I guess, I mean, it's only 8 minutes in. I shouldn't be expecting more than that.
Black, after having not that amazing of a farming start, has really picked it up. I mean, 52 last hits, 8 minutes. He's doing quite well for himself, 360 gold per minute. The bigger story is Silent hasn't really been farming that much. Yeah,
Koikfa's gonna be in some trouble. There comes Funzy with the haste rune, and the last 2 hits. Sun being charged up, hits up on Koikfa obviously as well. The bear trying to do what he can, gets an entangle, but Koikfa's still standing close enough to be attacked. and it is Funzy that walks away, or flies away rather, with the kill.
Yeah, I mean, Haste Rune Batrider made it really, really difficult for Quickfoot to do anything there. Improves now to 3-0-0, and it's trouble if you're Mouz that Lone Druid is doing okay, honestly. 3 deaths is bad, but you do generate some space for Gyrocopter.
Yeah.
I don't know. DD so far seems really, really in control of the game. Not that Mouz can't tip the scales once these cores get into play, but right now, if you look at something like just the fact that the Batrider is doing so well is a problem.
Yeah, I mean that they do have 3 cores. They do build quite greedy, but it also means like you just pointed out. I mean, you can only shut down 1 or 2 of them, and the 3rd one will be free farming, and that's black in this case. And of course, if you want 1 hero to free farm of these heroes, it actually shouldn't be black, probably. So that still will cause them some problems. Right now, there is no tower down yet on the entire map, 9 minutes in, so of the kills that DD has gotten, they weren't able to take any advantage from that. It is actually only 3 to 5.
And it's 2 kills really because they didn't get credit for the the Sitter Tormentor blasting
so
Silent.
2 to 5 basically, but it's only 3 kills difference. And we all know that even though a Lone Druid is shut down early game, we know that he can get back up on his feet quite easily.
He can. I totally agree with you. Oh my god, I totally forgot what I was going to say. I'm sorry.
That happens to me too.
DD. So Black is rushing this BKB, and it's going to be useful. But the problem is that DD have access to both Lasso and Fiend's Grip, 2 long-duration crowd control abilities that go through magic immunity. And so they can just concentrate those both on Black, because Fata simply doesn't have enough like damage as Juggernaut to be worth worrying about yet.
Yeah, the only one that can do something about that, of course, is Pass. So his disruption is going to be very important in this fight. But like you said, I mean, there's 2, so you can only shut down 1 with that. And yeah, I think maybe we're even gonna see Fata just going for a BKB, just to force DD to use the Fiend's Grip or Lasso up on him, as we have Goblet maybe caught out of position slightly, might be denied by a neutral, no, will be dying. And it's Black that picks up the kill of all people.
Yeah, and nice, getting that kill on Black is useful. You want that extra gold for your Gyrocopter, build him up quickly. Still a little bit ahead on net worth relative to Silent, but that's going to change.
Oh, Lasso! Blink Dagger up on Funzy, and he makes instant use for it, but the Blade Fury for Fata is still there, and he should be able to get away.
Yeah. Kind of a wasted lasso, unfortunately, for them. I wanted to quickly comment on Silent going Midas. So he wants to out-farm Black, which is a tall order, but with Midas, you might be able to do it eventually.
Yeah, that was also, I mean, that was the first time that the Blink Dagger was shown by Funzy. So not just a wasted lasso, but also kind of a wasted show of Blink Dagger. We do have... what, sorry?
He'll have Lasso again, so even though he did show the Blink Dagger, it was so early. As K-pop says, it was 2.5 minutes ahead of average, so he has basically 2 extra lassos that a player going Blink Dagger at the standard speed wouldn't have access to.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. We're gonna see Jolene maybe caught out. There's an only slash. Fata just has to hit it, and then he should be able to get a kill. There's neutrals around. Doesn't matter. Neutrals are mud golems. I guess that doesn't actually matter, but doesn't matter. Shucks, it goes down. Nice kill for Fata. And that's a really needed kill as well. I mean, he wasn't doing that well mid. So all the time that he's getting freedom right now, he is able to do something, as we do have a bear trying to take down Silent. Silent charging up a stun. Flame Break pushing Mouzeboard back, but the Fiend's Grip up pass is still there. It's just a Shadow Demon, but they'll take it, and they'll take it secure. The bear will probably still die, but looks like they want to go for Funzy. Cooldown coming down. Flame Break trying to help out, but the slow is still there. Rocket Barrage will hit as well. Funzy gets locked inside the Ice Path and will drop. Nice pickup from Mouzeboard, but they do use everybody for it.
Oh, Fata, what's he doing?
Fata, what's he?
He's top. He's really low though. Really,
He's standing
really
there.
low.
Wants to maybe go for fucking Matt. The health ward already, or healing ward already turned off. And with now the rest of Mouzeboards coming in, they force DD away. It's not worth losing your life for just Fata right now. That's how underfarmed he actually is assumed to be by DD. And in the meantime, Silent, he can't hope to defend this tower right now. Just hope to stand around, maybe leech some experience. We still have 3 people here from Mouzeboards, though, with Fata coming from the back as well. He has got that Blade Fury. They want to try and dive him. The bear just needs entangles, but the bear can't get entangles. Or can he? No, 1 hit, no entangle. That's a 2nd hit that he actually got. Maybe the next one.
Oh, Lasso Black getting completely caught out in the middle. That's a huge loss for Mouz.
That's a big loss for Mouz indeed. And he was by himself. There was the 2nd time that he wasn't on the bottom lane anymore. The bottom lane is actually right now reserved for the Shadow Demon, who's trying to get some extra levels there, as he almost got Shocks got there with a solo kill, or at least Yeah, and here comes also
Tower's
the
so
Bane.
close, too.
Nightmare is there. Pass. He needs to run. He's only stuck in the short like thing. He can't eat himself through the short escape route. Oh nice. Oh nice. They're going the wrong way. Oh, disruption is still gonna be there. There comes the ice path and the dual breath. And the brain sap though, fucking mad. Tower hitting on him, he should be going down, and down he goes indeed. Tower getting the last hit, and Shokska should be probably running after that one.
Yeah, well played there by Poss, actually, very smart. They actually get the tower deny as well. Didn't quite kill the top tower, but it's out of deny range, so Quake can just go pick it up at a later time, and it won't be that easy for DD to find the deny on that. So, well played by Mouz. They're kind of taking themselves back into the game, in my opinion. The Lone Druid hasn't died in a while, Fata's still only on 1 death, and even though they're behind both on gold and XP, I actually think they're in okay shape right now. Black pretty close to his BKB too.
Yeah, as long as they can hold on, which they're doing right now, even if they're behind, as long as
Oh
they can
wow,
hold
nice
hold
kill by
on.
Fata. Using that Omni Slash, really smart.
You're getting shocked for
actually
the
got
second time
lucky
this
again.
way. Oh, that's gonna be a last two for in 3 seconds. The healing ward is gonna be there though. He might not want to do this because TPs are gonna come in. Shouldn't even hit being around the corner right there. 3 sticks of sticky napalm. There comes a fly. There's a last two, but Poss with the disruption. He is gonna be there. Is he gonna be in time? Yeah, there's a disruption, but the 3 stacks of sticky napalm still gonna hurt. The ice bat hits up on Funzy. Fada, he is Blade Furying around, and he's safe. He is out safe. Home mishap will still hit on Funzy, just making sure he doesn't chase. Fada actually still goes down because Bane with the brain sap indeed got the last hit up on Fada, so no hope anymore. In the end, it's a 1 versus 1 again. Well, Shokska of course being the one to go down for that one for Fada.
What a pretty crazy fight. Good plays by both teams, frankly, in my opinion. They both played very, very well. They saved Fata for a long time, but fucking Mad just coming in and getting the clean-up brain sap. If they hadn't killed Fata, that would have just been an enormous waste of time, but as it is, it's actually okay. And Silent still, he's now building his Shadow Blade, so basically the Midas just accelerates the rate at which your Alchemist becomes 6-slot maxed, and they will find the deny on the mid, even if they didn't deny the top.
Yeah, and that's 2 towers down on one side, of course 1 deny, and only 1 tower down on the side of Mouse Sports. So Mouse Sports slightly ahead in terms of that map control that you get from the towers being down, and that will help them a lot as well to just try to continue to find farm for their 3 cores. Oh god black. Oh god black, the Fiend Script though, Fada in a lot of trouble. Here comes the impetuses, yes. And Enchantress gets the kill.
Yeah, that's just Fata getting caught out. Right now, DD's vision and map control is just better. Even though they actually have fewer towers up, just look at the amount of wards that they've placed in the the Radiant jungle, and the fact that they have control over their own jungle. It makes it extremely difficult for Mouz to not get caught out of position like the way Fata just did. And the fact that they need these 3 heroes to mostly survive as much as possible and get farm means that DD is basically succeeding in the primary metric that they need.
Yeah, and now the Shadow Blade done on the Alchemist will allow him to be a lot more aggressive as well, but at the same time Koifa finishes up his armlet, so he will be involved in that fight. And as K-pop just pointed out, I mean, Black, he is not doing as good as his normal self, and that's of course because he got forced out of the lane. He actually went top to try and help with the kill, didn't get as much in return for it as he was hoping for it, and of course he died there in the mid lane. So he is actually not as high as he probably would have wanted. At the same time, he's still 2nd highest on the net worth. Oh, the courier. Funzy saw it, but Fada was too close for him to do something about that, so that's gonna be Mouse Sports being, well, voided of a kill, that is.
Right. Meanwhile, Quickfire actually gets a lucky entangle on Silent. I can't imagine he gets this kill, though. Silent's Shadow Blade is complete, so he's using it. And DD, I think, escaped this without too much issue, actually. The TP over from Fata. Right now, Fata's having trouble getting really effective. 3-3-1. And his net worth is really lagging. It's actually behind Sakshka's, so he doesn't have much in the way of items. DD are moving towards their mechanism, and I think that'll make them feel comfortable fighting. Here they are trying to dive Koikwa again. This seems kind of questionable.
Yeah, the stun hits though, but the TPs can be coming. Fiend Script is there. Here comes 1 TP. Is it going to be enough? Is the question. It is actually the Lone Druid that is able to pick up the Alchemist. That Baron doing the works. Ice Bat up on fucking Mad. Dual Breath coming through as well. He doesn't have any mana, and he gets an entangle, and he will go down Black with the kill, and the rest of DD running for their lives. I say the rest, but the only one that was still there was actually Shokska, who is indeed running right now. But they don't get the Lone Druid. Right now, he is too tanky to do that with. Especially not near a tier 1 tower where people can just TP into to help.
Yeah, that was just overconfidence on the part of mostly Silent, but I said at the beginning of the game, Silent is an incredibly aggressive carry, and the only thing is, when you go Midas first, being incredibly aggressive is a little bit less of a return just because Midas is such poor stats for how much it costs. So he just doesn't have as... Well, actually, maybe they can catch Fata here. Yep,
yeah,
they do.
The lasso is there, and it should
This
be
is the
easy
worst.
kill. Oh,
This is absolutely just the amount of warding that DD have done at this jungle gives them a free kill every time Mouz go into their own jungle.
yeah, there's that control that they have. And they're just all in the Radiant jungle right now, including Silence, who stopped farming. He has still got that Midas, of course, but he will use that Shadow Blade to ends of trying to find kills. Goblak is going to be finding a bear. Don't chase too far, quick fuck, because you'll be running into enemy lines, and they already charged up the stun. There's going to be a lot of people, though. The sentry ward is there. They realize it's coming, and AoE stun up on 2 with the Ice Path. It's still here. It still hurts. Nightmare
There's
taken
the
over
purge.
by Quakefa, looking for the entangle. Cooldown coming down, not really hitting up on Silent, though. Barely missed,
Nice.
and everybody else of DD, they back off, realizing that they were baited into going in on that further.
Very nice escape by DD there. The surge in response to the purge, that rhymes, allowed Silent to actually get out of the fight, and he's 0-3-3, so it would behoove him not to die anymore, especially now that he's added Midas. If he dies when Midas is only on like 5 seconds cooldown, he loses a lot of important Midas time, and it slows down the rate at which that item starts to pay for itself.
Yeah, Fada didn't get lucky with the rune. It's actually top. It's Illusion. It is Mousesport's bottom lane, looking for maybe something on Funzy, but at least taking down the tower. The bear is already bashing in on it. Whether that recreeps to tank it up or not, that bear will be able to do it by himself. And Funzy, they know he's around there, but they know he can't really go in without his team. And the tower goes down very fast. And Mousesport's just saying, you know, we know you're there, but we want to take a team fight, so come fight us. They've got an Omni Slash, they've got the cooldown, they've got the BKB up on Black, and they're just looking for it right now.
Watch for Funzy because he has this force staff. He's gotten... They spotted him!
He forced us into safety, but the trees, they go
Wow.
down with it, so allowing Quakefa to chase. That's a very nice pickup. They realized he was still around there, and the bear just scouting it out. They get the tower as well. That's 2 towers in quick succession of each other, and a kill on top of that for Mousesports, and that tips the scales in favor of them. Is that the same for the graphs? Maybe after a second or so, because the gold graph right now 1k still in favor of DD. Experience graph still quite in favor of DD, even with the amount of towers, or kills rather, now in favor of Mousesports. 2k experience in favor of DD.
Yeah, I mean, Mouz is really only tied in terms of the amount of kills they've actually gotten.
Oh yeah,
because
I keep
of
forgetting that deny.
The Satyr Tormentor, yeah.
Yes.
And Silent is farming still. I mean, he's getting every Midas activation. He has 2,300. He can build whatever he wants. I think Cuirass almost certainly what I would do here as Alchemist. I think it's the most sensible approach, but there's a lot of options that he has. Damage or even survivability if he wants to go for BKB or something. So, Mao's doing very well, and in fact, I gotta say that realizing that Funzy was probably hanging around and spotting him out, he would have probably been able to lasso somebody on out of there, and that would have been great for DD, and instead he takes a death, and they're +2. So this could be an engagement unless Mouz decide to let DD have it.
Well, I just got disconnected from the server. I'm trying to reconnect
no.
right now. So
Okay,
I should
you're
be
back?
I should be back very soon before the engagement. Maybe, yes.
No, the engagement already started.
Ice
Funzy's
Path.
locked down.
Funzy, for stopping into safety will be enough. He's still slowed. He goes down. Black with the kill. Darkseid walls up, but nobody walks through it. It is Jakiro that goes down already. Nice cooldown. It actually hits upon a lot of people coming on from DD. And fucking Matt can't feel the safety to continue casting his Fiend script. Able to stay alive for now, though. But double kill going the way of Black, and he might get a triple here as well. Actually, he's not around here. Black was trying to chase down the Bane, able to not get the kill. Bane was able to TP out, but they are going to take down Roshan 3 for 1 with only a support Jakiro going down.
Mouz knows that DD will, generally the times that DD will attempt to rush are when they, oh man, easy kill there, easy kill on fucking Mad, and another tower. They're just taking advantage of the predictability of DD's tactics a little bit. The strategies DD pulls out are completely unpredictable because they're so smart at drafting. But once you reach the game, like the Funzy, that was another thing where like, it's like, oh, it's Funzy on Batrider. He's probably hiding in this eastern set of trees. They'll have to try to reduce the predictability of those things as they play teams more often.
Yeah, and on top of that, they had this early game thing going on for them. They did well on their lanes for DD, but they weren't able to get that much advantage over it. And right now, you've got Mousesports, and those 3 cores that they have, they really are starting to pay off. And they're just going to be able to push into the high ground with that as well. They do have that Aegis, of course. They've got Black pretty damn farmed. He's already got 3,400 gold again. And it looks to be a tier 3 tower that will go down. But DD coming in from the side as well. We have got Alchemist hanging back. And Funzy, of course, can just make the fight 4-on-5 real fast if he just finds the right target. And he's actually going to be Surge. He's going to be lassoing the one that can actually stop the lassos. It is Pass, no Shadow Demon, no Disruptor. But Chokska locked inside an Ice Path. Cooldown coming down. The mechanism is still there, but is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like it. And Sinrin, he still goes down. Silent, he can bash up on Black as well. He was stuck indeed. And that is Black running for his life. In the meantime, Fada in some trouble as well. This is DD taking a good fight. See the power that a Shadow Demon normally brings to these fights. Aegis gets burned. Stun is still there. Black doesn't have his BKB anymore. And will go down for real this time. 3-for-1 trade. And that's a good fight for DD. They defend their base. They defend their towers. They defend their game.
Fantastic fight from DD. Very, very impressive. The wall in particular did so much work. And they got to be really glad that they had Sakshka's level 11 or level 12 before that fight, because that extra damage on that extra duration for the wall, Black was sitting on top of the wall for so long, which was generating, it had that illusion, it did damage, it kept him in place for Silent to smack him in the face. Silent now well on the way to his Assault Cuirass. He only needs about 1,000 more gold, if even that. And they get levels, just an extremely important team fight victory, including peeling the Aegis, and DD right back into this game with that fight.
Yeah, I fully agree. We have the gold graph going towards the 7,500 gold in favor of Mousesports, though, with the experience graph, with that last fight, of course, or not last fight, but the fight before that, going towards the 5k in favor of Mousesports.
And Mousesports, I mean, they have the lead on levels. All 3 cores are at the top of the level graph, and they're near the top of the net worth. So they have the 1, 2, and 4, 3, and 4 positions. Fata, after a pretty slow start, actually a lasso comes out on Fata here. Yeah,
Disruption there to save him this time, though. And there's also the Monoquirtipon fucking mad Disruption, or sorry, Omni Slash is there to take him down. Funzy now on the run. He is trying to TP out. Should be able to do just that, unless the Ice Path is going to be in time. But Sinrin knows that he won't be able to cast it anymore, and the Disruption was still on cooldown, as was the Omni Slash, so he is able to do that just fine. But that is why Pass is such a great hero to pick off at the start of the fight. You saw how he saved that, and how he was able to just make an entire gank of DD just completely useless, and actually feeding a kill in the end.
I totally agree. You make a great point that in the last fight, DD lassoed the Shadow Demon, and I completely agree that's part of why they won that fight. And in this fight, I mean, you're not going to lasso the Shadow Demon in a gank situation. Silent actually getting locked down by the bear. Oh, this is so tough. The sentry is there, and they're going to kill him.
They did. Black didn't come in for the last hit, even though he tried. He's got a haste rune there, dominating Quickfire right now, and imagine that with the start of being 0-2-0 for a while, now 5-3-5, so that is quite impressive. And Mousesports, they're gonna just try again and push in again. Last time though, I mean, the lasso was there was not that good of a fight for Mousesports, so let's see if they can take it back this time, but they don't have to worry about the Alchemist, and that of course was a major damage dealer in the previous fight. And he doesn't have buyback either, he just completed his Assault Cuirass. 25 seconds is what DD has to hold on for. Let's see if Funzy can buy that time.
Not a lot of time for Mouz, but if they can put down the healing ward, because they need these creeps to survive so that they don't have backdoor to contend with. But this bear does respectable damage even post-enfeeble, so they will be able to deal at least. I think they're going to just try to back off after fortification. Yeah. I don't think they can necessarily take it.
And the Assault Cuirass in the inventory of Alchemist now as well, as we already saw that he had that in his stash. Oh, they're trying to counter-initiate. Maybe they can find someone. The blink forward is there. Funzy gets disrupted though. So catcher there as well, and the Ice Path is there. And that is what you get for going in blind. Omni Slash does kill off Godlike, but the cooldown still killing off fucking Mad, who tried to nightmare himself to stop himself from dying from the Omni Slash Silent. He just got back alive. He doesn't want to die again, but he has a missile chasing him. He has got an entire Mousesports squad chasing him, but they do back off, and they end up just saying, leave him. We go push. We go take Rax. We go take tier 3 tower. At least I think Rax should be a possibility there as well, though, even though the lasso is still there, because there was Funzy he bought back.
Poss having an enormous game, frankly. Some of these disruptions have been so completely on point. Funzy was 5-1 and 5-1-5. He's 5, 4, and 6. I was talking about how Mouz needed to make sure that the Batrider didn't take over the game. That's exactly what they've done. They've stopped the Batrider from being able to have that big of an impact. And now, I mean, they take the tier 3. They can back off if they want. So much progress.
Yeah, oh, DD, though. They want to go for counter-initiation again. This time they get Koifa on the last two. Boss, is he around to save his target? Yes, he is. There is the disruption. Black just standing there, flat cannon on. Trying to hit everybody with his cooldown as well. DD, still nobody on the floor just yet. Fada looking for a choke sky. In the meantime, Black running away with his BKB turn on. Looks like DD can force everybody of Mousesports out. Nice Ice Breath, Rule Breath coming out from Cinnamon as well, trying to save his team. Because he knows that they have to run. Oh, Silent stunned himself though. They might try to go in on that one. Cinnamon, he is going to be taken one from the team. He did lure everybody of DD away from the rest of his team though. So he is like the sacrificial lamb as the rest of Mousesports gets away home safe.
Absolutely, and Mouz just playing very crisply overall in the second half of this game. Koikva becoming more and more terrifying on this lone druid. After a slow start, he's really excelling. Black, of course, hitting every milestone you would want for your gyrocopter. As K-pop pointed out, his GPM is above even his average. So even in a game that's not that easy, Black is still excelling. And Fata going for this good, efficient build, the opposite of what we saw Blow Your Brain go for. Blow Your Brain went for the carry, but they already have 2 carries. They don't need a third. So Fata picking up this Aghanim Scepter, which already paid dividends in the last team fight, when he got those, you know, those extra bounces that allowed him to clear out both DD supports, the Darkseer and the Bane, very quickly.
Yeah, that was a bit of a game changer. Of course, I mean that allowed them to go in again. They did get
he catches Fonzie.
Oh wow.
That's Omni again. That's exclusively the extra Omni jumps that let him get that kill on bat.
And that stops DD from allowing them to go aggressive. Because the thing is for DD right now to be able to still keep in this game, it's very simple. They just need to make sure that Mousesports can push in. And the one way to do that is to pick off heroes, which is their strength right now. And pick off heroes and make sure that Mousesports is not going to be with their 5 full squad. And I mean, you can't do that without a Batrider. So Batrider going down is a fundamental difference that it makes for DD's chances to survive in this game. Because here comes Mousesports again. They only have 20 seconds though left. And I think that the Batrider will be able to at least try to do something here, but in the meantime the tier 3 tower is already down, and we all know what that bear can do to barracks if he is given a bit of free reign there.
In my opinion, Mouz, all they have to do here is put enough. They don't need the barracks. They just need to put enough pressure that DD have to defend this lane for a while. Then they can rotate into the Roshan pit once again, because he will be up in about 1 minute and change. Fonzie not finding it. He comes down, and Mouz are just so well positioned.
Yep. Very far back, just allowing that bear to hit the barracks. Barracks already almost down to half HP, and not taking any damage for themselves. I mean, you said it. I mean, their positioning is just very careful. They know what DD wants, and they're not going to allow that to happen. Here comes the bear
DD,
once
they're
again.
playing well too, though. I mean, they're successfully defending clearing out the creep waves extremely quickly, holding their high ground, and they're just going to have to keep holding it. It's a tough call.
Yeah, I have to keep holding it until Fonzie finds an opening and actually gets it going for him.
Yep.
His Firefly is about to run out though, so right now he doesn't have that, and he kind of needs it if he really wants to go. Oh, Home Missile lands upon Fonzie. Also gets some vision with, of course, that Shadow Poison up on him, so everybody of Mousesports knows where he can and cannot be, as the Rex already go down, because the bear, he got some free reign, as said. He would be able to do that. Fonzie gets surged up, looking for a target. No, he decides not to, because Mousesports also way back once again. And there's no vision up on the high ground here for DD, so they would be fighting blind if they try to go in, and they don't go in.
DD don't want to use their big ultimates on that bear. They don't want to Fiend's Grip the bear. They don't want to... Ooh, here we go, Goblek already down.
Yeah, that's an Omni Slash for you. Fada still jumping, gets another kill, gets a double kill for that fucking Matt on the run. But what can he do right now? Courier actually coming in. Fada decides to just continue going up on fucking Matt while his team is picking apart the rest of DD. They were able to pick off Silent, of all people, with the 4 of them, while Fada was, of course, still keeping fucking Matt busy. And that is only 2 people left to defend the mid lane for DD, because that is where Mousesports in this fight have rotated to. Mid lane, tier 3 tower, under siege.
Yeah, and I think they get this because Silent, he does have buyback. He probably needs to use it, but Fonzie doesn't. Goblek doesn't. It's just a difficult situation for DD. And really, this Aghanims on Juggernaut has made just an enormous difference. That last fight, the last bounce was what actually killed Fonzie. So it's just been really smart pickups and good strategizing by Mouz here, just taking complete control of the game when DD weren't able to use the early Batrider advantage. I mean, Batrider, since the beginning of the game, he was 5-1-5. He's at an 0-5-2 streak. And when Batrider's just getting nothing done, there's not enough space for Alchemist.
Yeah, they're trying to go for Koikfa. They have got the Fiend Script and the last two at the same time, though. Not that much coordination right there. As Bane goes down, Godlike goes down, and looks like Shoxka goes down as well. As Funzy tries to fly high ground, won't be able to do that. As Silent, the last one standing for his team, lands the stun and is forced to go back into his base because his captain already called the GG. So that will be Mousesports once again, just in the best out of one, just showing why they were the ones to get the ticket to TI3 and why DD still has to fight for it, because they prove that they can take down DD with, in the end, relative ease. Maybe a bit of greedy lineup, but not allowing DD to get their mid game rolling.
Mouz lost 2 lanes, and Black didn't even do that fantastically well in his lane. And so the laning phase easily taken by DD, but not able to take advantage of it, a little bit too over greedy in certain situations, especially with Silent. I mean, this Alchemist ends up 1-6-6. And the Midas doesn't really end up paying off much at all either. But overall, Mouz, just their mid-game, so incredibly strong with the positioning and setting up team fights and catching DD out. DD had full map control at one point, and they completely shut down Funzy's ability to snowball.
Yeah, very impressive fight for Mousesports, and of course we are gonna see DD once again, see if they can get a win there. It is 4FC versus DD. That will be our last game of the night. Will be coming up in just a moment, and should be happening in about 10 minutes. We actually have a game that it ends a bit earlier than normal, as the game lasted about 6 minutes shorter than we had previous games tonight. So. Yeah, sorry by the way for the drop halfway. My stream apparently dropped, but I did get back and I did warn you that it would happen. So that was another hiccup in my interwebs, as I guess I have to make an angry phone call tomorrow morning to my ISP, but oh well. Yeah, let's jump ourselves into the next game. DD taking on 4FC for StarLadder Season 6, Day 15, game number 5 of the day, last game of the day. Don't go anywhere.